Hey everyone, welcome back to MOVIEidol. This is my trailer breakdown for episode 5 of The Walking Dead titled What It Always Is. Big things happened in episode 4, big things happened to certain characters that I do want to talk about, so of course I do have to warn you for spoilers for tonight's episode of The Walking Dead. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to be a subscriber to get future Walking Dead content like this. Gimple said a few weeks ago, I think at New York Comic Con, that there was going to be an announcement coming very soon on the Rick Grimes stuff. I think it might have been at Comic Con or at the season 10 premiere red carpet event or whatever. My prediction is that that is coming around the mid-season finale. I think we'll get some type of announcement or a release date, I guess, sometime next month, whenever the mid-season finale. So basically in 4 weeks from now, we'll find out. So if you want a video on that, breaking down all that information and also stuff that we learned until then, just make sure to be a subscriber. So the big appeal to episode 5 is that Negan has escaped. And I know a lot of people are, well, just based off of the online reaction anyways, everyone's super hyped for episode 5. Like, it's shocking, right? Because he broke up once in season 9, and a lot of people thought he was going to stay out then, but there were some people a little hesitant because of, I mean, it was just a little early from the comic moment, and also in the comic he had a chance to break out and he didn't, but he then broke out later, so a lot of people thought they were doing that. This time though, it's like legit, he actually broke out of Alexandria, and I don't think he's going back. But this is super exciting. I mean, everyone's freaking out now, right? Daryl, everybody, Gabriel, Michonne's gonna freak out. Like, what? Negan has escaped? I'm sure Judith has some faith that he's going to return. And I do think that also relates to why Negan, or I guess his mindset and why he escaped. Personally, I think he escaped for the simple reason of he wants to try and kill Alpha or Beta, or I guess Alpha. I'm not sure if he even knows a Beta, to prove to Alexandria that he is on their side, because there's nowhere for Negan to go. We learned that last season. I think he's still trying to prove to Alexandria that he's on their side, I guess, and that he's a changed man. Because that was the whole point of episode 4. After he accidentally killed Margot, people wanted his head. Everyone wanted to kill Negan. There was that whole vote, and he was just worried. Holy shit, what if they come back and they actually kill me? Because to Negan, he knew that Daryl would probably vote yes, right? I mean, I think that's going to say a lot later on when Daryl learns that, or sorry, Negan, when Negan learns later on that Daryl voted no to kill him. That might do something later on. You can see a relationship, or I guess a friendship, forming between Negan and Daryl. I don't think it's going to be like buddy-buddy, and I don't think Negan and Daryl are going to be as close as, say, Rick and Daryl, but there's something forming there. The fact that Daryl voted no, I know it's because he believed Lydia and he's coming at it from that angle, but that is still something. We actually see Brandon, and I guess his name's just Brandon. It's not Brandon Rose, because in the comic his name is Brandon Rose because his mom is Tammy Rose, or he's a son of Morton Rose and Tammy Rose. Obviously in the show, that's not his mom, and Earl's not his dad or anything, so his name is just Brandon, I think. But he says, "You're fast. It took me forever to catch up." So I'm wondering if this is all orchestrated by Lydia, Brandon, and Negan. I still have to rewatch that moment to see if Lydia actually let Negan out. I don't know why I never heard that part properly, but yeah. It seems like Brandon helped Negan get out, and then Brandon was like, "I'll catch you later on, I'll bring you a bunch of supplies and all that," and then they just ran into whatever the spot, and yeah, Brandon met up with Negan, and that's that. I really am still thinking that this character is going to die in this episode. I think this character is just going to be a one episode type of character. We saw him once before in episode 1, and I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. I think Negan's going to kill him in this episode. I'll give my reasons in a sec as to why I think he's going to die in this episode, because I do think it relates to a spy theory, and this could just be a really random theory out there, but I do think it's kind of related. First though, I want to talk about all of these shots here, because we see the characters running around. They're just traveling around the woods. They come across this warehouse. I feel like I've seen this warehouse before, and for those that actually recognize it, and if it is pretty obvious, I apologize, just post down below. For some reason, if it is something related to the sanctuary, it's just not clicking right now. I don't know what it is. But these characters spend a lot of time together, and I guess they you learn what Brandon's motive is going to be. You learn more stuff about Negan. Honestly, what I think is going to happen here, and this could be just me putting my tinfoil hat on, but I think Brandon is a whisperer. I think he's a whisperer that got in sometime between season 9 and 10, sometime maybe during season 9. We've never seen him before. He's on guard, or maybe we have seen him before. I really don't remember. But my theory right now, and I could be wrong about this, is that he is the Whisperer spy, and that's why he broke Negan out. He broke Negan out because he wants to try and start a war between the Whisperers and Alexandria. Maybe he sees Negan as a good asset to join the Whisperers, and so he's bringing Negan over there. I feel like it's going to be something like that, because remember, Alpha said that she saw them cross the border during the winter and all that. Now, Brandon didn't have to be there to know that. Like, he could have just heard them say something like, oh, yeah, they crossed during the winter and stuff, right? But I think there's something more to this kid. Like, he hasn't been fleshed out yet. We don't know his motives. He could just be someone that idolizes Negan, right? Who believes that Negan should be the new leader of Alexandria. But then again, why didn't he try to assassinate either Michonne or Daryl, right? That kind of happens in the comic. At least his father, Morton Rose, tries to kill Rick. That's sort of his goal. In the show, it's not really like that. He just aided in getting Negan out of his cell, and now they're both out in the woods. My guess is he's a whisperer. He's the one that's told Alpha about the border crossings, and he's either trying to get Negan to join them, or there's something going on here. He's just, he's this man with a plan, and he has big plans and big dreams, but obviously it's just not going to work out. Maybe he wants to be the leader of the Whisperers, and so he knows Negan is really good at being a leader, so he's getting Negan to go over there and kill Beta or Alpha. I don't know. Again, my theory isn't completely fleshed out. It's just an idea I have that he's actually the spy, because I almost think it's too obvious that Dante is a spy. I don't even know if there is a spy, but I feel like it's too obvious that Dante's a spy. Whenever people come up with theories like this, it's always like what you don't expect. And I don't know, I just think that Brennan could be the spy if there is one, and he's informing Alpha or other Whisperers that they are crossing the border or these things are happening. You know what I mean? Because they're finding Whisperer skin along the border. It's possible that it's literally his and he's going back and forth, and that will be revealed in this episode that he's been the one doing that. And I think that could be motivation for Negan to kill him. Because in the comic, Negan kills Brandon. That's the thing. Negan actually kills Brandon Rose by the Whisperer Pikes. Now, I don't remember the explanation in the comic as to why Negan did that, but that was very harsh. And if Negan did that here, he's not the good guy he's claiming to be. And we know Negan's not going to be the good guy, right? But to actually go out and kill someone, that's really, really big. That's a little too far just to kill this kid randomly. I think Negan does it because he learned something about this kid. He learns that this kid is a Whisperer. There's something more dangerous to his backstory and what he has done to Alexandria that Negan's forced to. And so, the Alexandrians could see Brandon's body and think, whoa, Negan's actually killed Brandon. He's evil. But we know, no, actually, Negan did that because he's a Whisperer. I don't know. Anyways, that's my theory on all of that right now. We do see other shots in the trailer that Kelly's lost and Daryl and Connie go out on the search for her. Some random character says that she was tracking something and then that she would meet us back here, but I guess she got lost. We saw in the season 10 premiere that she was having hearing problems, so I'm guessing that's why she's lost. I'm hoping she's not going to die this early on. That would be pretty shocking, but not surprising, I guess. No big character has really died yet, and so I'm expecting some character to die very soon. This character is on my death predictions list just because of that hearing scene. Because she couldn't hear that woman from Oceanside saying whatever she was saying to her, that was foreshadowing of something bad happening to her, in my opinion. And I think that could happen in tonight's episode. I was thinking maybe in the second half, but if it happens in episode 5, yeah, that makes sense. This could be a really dark episode where we see Daryl and Connie out there searching for Kelly, and maybe it ends in a scene where Kelly's a zombie and it's just that sad. I don't know. Well, actually, I just thought of something. There's this scene here of Kelly wounded and arriving back to the hilltop. So never mind, I'm completely wrong about that. So she is going to make it out of here. Unless the scene happened from earlier, she is going to make it out of this. Maybe she has a walker bite or something like that, but she should make it out of this. So I'm just wondering, what's the point in this? Is the point in it to, I guess, just foreshadow some stuff with Kelly? Is this Kelly's big episode? Is this the episode before she dies? I guess we'll have to wait and see. We're seeing Gamma though, Gamma and Alpha and Beta. Gamma looks like she's going to have a pretty big showdown with one of the Alexandrians, or I guess Hilltopians or Hilltoppers. We see Aaron for one shot, so Aaron's out there as well. I think Aaron is looking for Negan, and I think Connie and Daryl are looking for Kelly. So Aaron could come across Gamma. What happens there? I mean, they're not killing Gamma off this early. I doubt they're going to kill Aaron off. I swear to God, they better not kill Aaron off. But yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling that episode 5 is going to be a very, very big episode. Big in terms of an actual character death, because there hasn't been a character death in the last how many episodes? Characters have died, sure, but there's been no bigger character death. And if you look at season 9, a big character died in almost on average, every 3 or 4 episodes. And so, yeah, with where these characters are at, it seems like something probably could happen. So I'll leave the question to you. Do you think Aaron's going to die? Do you think Kelly's going to die? They're pretty much the only people in a risky situation for episode 5. There's also some Whisperer stuff again. We see Alpha. She says that the border is going to crush them. So That's her plan, is that this border is going to cause paranoia, that they're not going to be able to live with it, that, just the very nature of this border and what it's designed to do is to make them basically implode, turn on each other, abandon the communities, and I guess just all die. That's kind of what Alpha wants, right? I think in this episode, she's going to send Beta out to search for Gamma or something like that. I don't know. In the comic, Beta meets Negan out on the road, and then Beta brings Negan to Alpha. So if that happens in this episode, expect that meeting to come up very, very soon. That's actually my big prediction for how the episode's going to end. It's going to end either with Negan killing Brandon or something like that, and then in episode 6, that will end with Negan meeting Beta or something like that. But if it's not that, then Negan might actually see Beta at the end of this episode. I mean, it's coming up very, very soon. That's the crazy thing about this. Everyone's going to start to get very, very paranoid, and all their militia and stuff are going to start getting armed, because if Negan's out there and he crossed the Whisperer border, like, a war is going to start. A war is going to erupt, and they all know that. And so this episode's probably the episode that's going to determine, yes, we need to fight back. Negan's out there. He crossed that border. He's going to start shit. Like, we need to be prepared. Michonne needs to hear that too. Once Michonne hears that, she'll probably be on board. They're all going to be out on lookout. Certain characters might take things into their own hands. Like Aaron might actually go out there with his own group of people and try and take care of it. That's also noteworthy as well, is that Michonne's not in this episode. When they announced her departure, they said she was going to be in a handful of episodes interspersed throughout season 10. Now, the latest episode that we all know anyways, just based off of the rumors out there and her filming schedule, was that her last episode would be episode 12, which will debut sometime in February next year, obviously. Maybe early March or something like that. But after tonight, she's been in 3 episodes. It doesn't look like she's going to be in 5. She could be in 6, but I don't think she's going to be in 7. I really don't. I think 7 is going to be a standalone Negan and Whisper episode. I think we'll get some other stuff, maybe with Daryl and all that, with Alexandria, some other side things, but I think the main focus of 7 is Negan at the Whisperer camp. Actually, maybe we'll get those scenes with Daryl and Carol crossing the border, because they're out looking for Negan, and they're thinking that Negan's probably over there. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see Michonne too much for the rest of this first half. I think she might be in 6, but I think for sure she'll be in episode 8. As of now, I think we're halfway done with the Michonne character for the season, which is kind of sad. That happened incredibly fast, in my opinion. But yeah, overall, I think episode 5 is going to be like dealing with the search for Negan from Aaron and all that, and then there's going to be this whole Kelly plot. Obviously, I think Daryl, I'm sure he's going to find out about Negan, and he'll probably be keeping an eye out. Maybe he's worried that because Kelly's lost out there, that Negan might actually hurt her. Again, they're pairing those two characters together, which is super awesome. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very fun episode. I really can't wait. But make sure to post your predictions down below for episode 5. What do you think is going to happen? Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure to be a subscriber for more Walking Dead content like this, and thanks for watching.